good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good people of the tube. Hope you're well today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello there, everybody. How are you doing today? So, today, everybody, is episode 3 of Blues Guitar, and today we're gonna go a bit more crazy with this solo. So, we've been very calm there up to now. I've just dropped my plate. Check that out! Now that, my guitar caught my plectrum because this guitar loves me and I love it. Anyway, up to now, we've been very kind of like calm and gentle, if you will, with the blues. But no longer, people of the tube, for now we are going to add distortion. And it's going to get big and nasty and Gary Moore-esque. This is kind of... This lesson is a bit more inspired by Gary. It's not really in the style of, but it's definitely inspired by him. Especially that kind of like... furious kind of blues thing that he had, where you just kind of like... The guitar is just screaming and you're up and down the neck all the time and stuff like that. So, that's what we're going to be doing today, people of the tube. So, for this video, I mean... For most of, well, for the first 2 lessons, I've been using neck pickup to get that kind of nice, warm, bluesy tone. You can also use the middle pickup as well, which is kind of like Jimi Hendrix blues tone. You know, that kind of thing. But now, people of the tube, we want to be going to bridge pickup and as much gain and distortion as you can deal with. This solo wants to sing, scream, howl, bark, bite, nibble, whatever you want it to do, but it has to have a lot of distortion. I used the DS2 for mine just because it's got that. It's just got that kind of like aggressiveness and sustain, but you want a lot of gain. You know, this isn't this part of the solo, because this is technically the next 12 bars. This part of the solo is aggressive and in your face, and it wants to have a lot of gain. Gain is fun, everybody. Lots of distortion. So I used the DS2, everything maxed out, flipped down to the bridge pickup to make it scream a little bit more, especially when you get into those kind of high notes, those kind of things. You know, so that's what's going on today, people tube. This is more of a Gary Moore inspired solo, if you will, today. So lots of distortion, bridge pickup. I'll talk about the guitar taking breaths, because that's what this is basically. When you kind of like do it, when you're hitting all those open strings, that's something I got from Gary, and quite a lot of guitarists do it. John Frusciante does it. Quite a lot of guitarists I like do this, where they hit all the open strings before they hit a note. It's like the guitar's just taking a breath, but at the same time, it's not really. It's kind of like going, it's kind of like, I don't know. He's gone mad already. I blame losing the beard. Anyway, moving along. So yeah, people tube, this is where we're going today. More Gary Moore inspired craziness. Big distortion guitar solo. Let's go, shall we? Yes, I think we shall. So again, this is the next 12 bars. So this is like the third 12 bars there. Okay, people tube, let's go, shall we? Right, okay, so the first lick we're going to do, we're going to slide. You can slide from anywhere, it doesn't really matter for this one, but as long as you end up on the 16th fret on the G string. So you can slide from anywhere, there, anywhere you want. So we slide up to the 16th fret on the G string to start with. Again, all bridge pickup, lots of distortion. So 16th fret, G string. Then we go down to the 15th fret B. And then we go to the 17th fret B. And then we're going to pull off back to the 15th fret B. And then we're going to go back to the 17th fret and bend the 17th fret up a tone. So basically to the 19th fret note. And then we're going to release it. And then bend it up again. So this whole thing really slow like this so far is this. Okay, do it one more time. Okay, so that's the first lick in this kind of crazy Gary Moore-esque kind of song. And I say with distortion, it's absolutely wicked to play. It feels great. In a clean tonal S, it sounds very tame, but it shouldn't be. It should be aggressive and in your face. So this. Okay, so that's the first lick, and then the second. Well, and then the next part of this bit, what we're going to basically do is we're just going to keep bending up this 17th fret. So basically just kind of like not really letting it fall all the way down to the 17th fret. No, so it's not that. It's just letting it fall down a little bit. So it's just enough when you're bending it back up, it kind of has that kind of like, it's like, it's almost dissonant. Well, it is dissonant really. But anyway, calm down, Dave. So yeah, so basically. And I always find when doing this kind of thing, it's easier to up pick instead of down pick. Down picking is cool. And you can do it, but I think there's more aggression added to the note if you up pick. Instead of down picking. I don't know, I just find the down picking one is a bit more mellow, whereas up picking is more aggressive. Okay. And I think we do this, it's around 7 times, 6 or 7 times we want to be going. And it's basically to the end of the quick change. So basically when we go, sorry about my phone. When the chord progression goes back to the B minor, that's when we want to be coming out of these bends to this lick. Okay, so the whole thing so far, I'll get to that lick in a sec, is this. Okay, so that's basically where we are so far. And you don't actually, come to think of it, I mean, because you've got so much distortion here, and again, this comes totally down to you and how you want to play it. You can actually let this note sustain if you wanted to. You could you could kind of with distortion go. You know, if you wanted to, you could Gary Moore it. I mean, I like to pick it because it's got more aggression. But again, totally down to you. Do what you want to do. You can let it sustain, or you can pick it. You could tremolo pick it. You could go. You know, you don't have to do the. Which is more of a Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of thing. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can do whatever you want here, people. Remember, you know, just because I'm showing you it doesn't mean you need to do it exactly like I'm doing it. You can play around with this to your heart's content. Just mess around. Okay, so the next lick we got is after the... is this. We're going to bend up the 17th fret to the 19th fret note. And then we're going to release it to the 17th fret. Pull off to the 15th fret on the B. And then we're going to go to the high E on the 17th fret and bend that up a tone to the 19th fret now. So really slow. I'll try and do it Django Reinhardt style. Okay, so one more time. Okay, so the whole thing so far. Okay, I've just realised I haven't charged my camera enough, so hopefully, I should make it to the end before the camera dies, but hopefully that's the case, otherwise there'll be a cut and I'll have to go and charge the camera, which will be very annoying because it'll disrupt the flow for me. So anyway, so after this, we're going to shoot all the way up to the 21st fret on the guitar here, and we're going to bend this up a semitone. So basically we're going to bend the 21st fret up to the 22nd fret note, because as I say, not all guitars have the 22nd fret. So we're going to bend this one. We're not going to go to it. We're just going to bend it up a semitone. And also bending semitones, I think, has a lot of kind of sadness in it. Compared to a tone, if you bend up like a tone, you know, compared to a semitone sounds sadder. Hopefully, you know what I mean. So the next lick we're going to do is this. Okay? And there's going to be a lot of kind of crazy picking going on here. So again, the lick is this. So we're bending up the 21st fret to the 22nd fret note. Release it to the 21st fret. 19th fret on the high E. 17th fret high E. And then back to the 19th fret high E. Okay? So, whole thing so far is slide to the 16th fret G. Okay? And then once we get to this this 19th fret here, we're going to pick like a madman. Again, well, you don't have to. You can let this thing sustain if you want. But I like to do this kind of thing. So this is kind of basically going to see us through the first part of the progression. So over the B to the quick change to the E, then back to the B. This is where we are so far. So when the next progression comes round, so we go to the E, to the 4 chord, the next lick we're going to do is exactly the same as what we've just done. Okay, so it's this again. Okay? But because it's over a different chord, it sounds totally different. So just to give you an idea, so this is kind of like our root. So you got that. I don't know, I can't really do it very well. But yeah, so I'll give you an idea with the backing track quick. So, but with an E, gives it a different tonality altogether. So, we're basically going to repeat this lick 3 times. Okay? So, 1 time is going to be coming out of the out of this first part. So, and then the chords is going to change to the 4, and we're going to do it again. Okay? So the whole thing so far is going to go something like this. Like I say, if I make any mistakes with you, hopefully you can kind of like see them and correct them yourselves. And again, like I say, none of this is set in stone. You don't have to do it exactly how I'm doing it. Do it how you feel you want to do it. You know, you don't have to like copy me perfectly, which is the beautiful thing about blues. I can't speak today. He's an idiot. Anyway, play the guitar, Dave. You can do that. Can he? Yes, he can. And one more time. Okay, so now we're coming to the end of the 4 chord and we're going to be going back to the 1 chord in the progression. And to get back to this B, we're going to do this. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. There's a... which is like a Peter Greeny kind of lick. It's great. So what this lick is, we're bending up the 17th fret to the 19th fret note, releasing, pulling off to the 15th fret on the B, and then go to the G string on the 16th. Okay, so B string. Okay, but quite fast. And it's got all that, and again with distortion, it sounds really, really cool. Okay, so yeah, so the whole thing so far is this. To go recap. Okay, I think I was right. I'm gonna do it again one more time, really slow, because I think I made a mistake. I'm not sure. I think it was right. But okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. Yeah, that was better. Okay, so that's the one. So say that lick is really. I love this lick. It's okay, and we're gonna come back to that quite a lot in this because it's just a nice kind of like somber melody. It's just a really cool little lick. Okay, so we're back here, and that's gonna bring us back to our 1 chord. Okay, so then we're gonna do a kind of the same kind of lick we did in kind of like episode 1, if you will. So we're going to do something like this again. Now this one, again, do whatever you want. This is what I'm going to play, but again, it's really up to you. This one, I'm going to do this one. So it's bending up the 9th fret up to the 11th fret note on the G, and then you go to the 7th fret high E, 7th fret B, 10th fret B, pull off to the 7th fret B, and then you go to the 9th fret on the G, bend it up a tone, release it, and then pull off to the 7th fret G, and then we're going to finish up on the 9th fret on the D. And again, I can see me changing this one rapidly, so kind of like you can do the same thing, people with tube. You don't have to stick to this. So I've already changed it. So you can kind of do what you want there. It's that kind of like, you know, that blues thing in the B minor pentatonic. But that's what this is the initial lick I played is. Okay. Like I say, so it's just, yeah, it's that really cool kind of blues lick. Okay, so the whole thing, again, recapping so far, is this. Okay, so that's where we are so far. Okay, so now we want to get up. We'll work our way into the F sharp, the 5 chord. Okay, so for this, we're going to do this lick. Okay, so it's the 7th fret on the G, 9th fret D, 7th fret D, and then we're going to have to the 4th fret on the D. And we're all over the shop here, basically. So we've come all the way to the end, and we're going all the way down the bottom end of the neck here. So it's all over the shop, which is great fun. Okay, so after the... And then it'll go to the 5 chord. Okay? And then we're going to do a chromatic run here. So from that... We're going to wait. And when the chord progression changes from the F sharp to the E, we're going to follow it down. So we're going to start from that F sharp note here on the 4th fret on the D. And we're going to go to the 3rd, we're going to start there, 4th fret D, 3rd fret D, and then 2nd fret D. Okay? And then we're going to go to this. Okay? Which is... We get 6th fret bending up on the G string, a half step. So you're bending up the 6th fret on the G, up a semitone to the 7th fret. Release it to the 6th fret. 4th fret G, 2nd fret G, and then back to a 4th fret G. Okay. I really hope this is making sense, people. As usual, I'm terrified doing these lessons. I'm utterly terrified. Every time I do one of these things, I start to sweat loads. I'm sweating my face off because I'm so nervous that I've got it wrong. Anyway, people of YouTube, I think you're okay. Okay, so, breathe, Dave. Okay, so this is where we are so far, people of YouTube. So all the way through so far, this basically brings us to right near the end. We've only got like the turnaround to do now. So we've gone through the 1 chord, the quick change, 4 chord, back to the 1 chord, from the 5 chord to the 4 chord, back to the 1 chord again. So we've just got the turnaround to learn, which again is up this high end, but we'll get to that in a sec. So this is where we are so far. So sliding in 16th fret G. Okay, I believe I made a mistake in there with the timing, but that's okay. I'll do it again in the moo-moo. But yeah, that's where we are so far. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try and do it a bit slower as well, because I think I made a bit of a mistake with the timing coming from to this. That bit. But again, hopefully, like I say, hopefully, you know, don't learn my mistakes, literally, please. But yeah, hopefully you can kind of see where, if I go wrong, hopefully you can kind of see that and correct it. And again, like I say, there's a lot of room for your own interpretation of this, and a lot of room for your kind of own expression of this. You don't have to go. Yeah, you can go. You can do whatever you want. Again, experiment, play around, have fun. You know, don't, just because I'm playing it doesn't mean you need to play it note for note perfectly. It's blues. It's up to you. It's expression. Okay, so anyway, whole thing again from the beginning, really slow. Turn around. 5 chord to 4 chord. Okay, so then what we're going to do, we're going to shoot all the way back down here to the 21st fret. So we're going to go down to the 21st fret and we're going to, again, repeat that little phrase. But this time we're going to end on a different note. We're not going to go... We're going to go... Okay, I do apologise about my phone, people with YouTube. So, bending up, it's the 21st fret, sorry, on the high E string. So, bending up a semitone to the 22nd fret note. Release it to the 21st fret high E. 19th fret high E. 17th fret high E. Then we go to the 19th fret on the B string. Okay? And then we're going to go to the 17th fret B, 15th fret B, and finish up on the 14th fret B. So that lick's theirs. So I got distracted by my phone because I never learn. It's so annoying. Go away and be quiet, damn you. Okay, so. Okay, so that's how this solo is going to end. And I do apologise for my phone, people of YouTube. I didn't realise that I was going to be the hotline that it is today. Okay, so the whole thing really, really slow. I'm going to try and do this twice. I'm going to do it once slow and clean, and I'm going to do it once with distortion. How I kind of would play it. It probably won't be kind of like quite in time with the backing track, but that's okay. Okay, so this is the whole thing. So really, really slow. Okay, so that's the whole thing. I want to do it again one more time, really slower than that, because I feel I was rushing it a bit. So we're going to take a little bit of a breath, and then we're going to do it again. Now we're going to start again. Actually, I'm doing it the same tempo again, so I'm not going to bother doing it again, people of YouTube. But there you go. So that's the whole thing. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, right, okay, so that's the whole thing, is these breaths that I talk about. Things that Gary Moore does, basically, and like people like John Frusciante do when they're soloing. So for this one, I need to demonstrate with distortion, so I apologise about the amp hiss, but you should be able to hear me talk over the top. So to do this kind of like, you know, with that kind of like breathy kind of like take the guitar taking a breath thing, it's basically what you're doing is you're hitting all the open strings before you hit a note. So before going to this 21st fret here and doing that bend, we're going to hit all the open strings. So from the intro, open strings. So, oh my God, my phone. Oh my God, it's so distracting. Go away. I need to learn, people of YouTube. I really need to learn. I'm going to put a big sign up in this room saying, turn your phone off. Turn your phone on silent at least. Okay, so I do apologise. So, yeah, so it basically just hitting all the open strings before you hit that note. It doesn't really work in clean. It sounds terrible, but in distortion it sounds absolutely brilliant. And like I say, it's like the guitar's just taking a kind of a breath, but not really. So like I say, that whole intro bit up to that kind of first screamy note kind of thing, with that breath in it, is like this. Hopefully you see what I mean. I actually up-picked that one. I don't know if I'm doing it all the time. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as you have that kind of little kind of breath out, so to say, of the guitar, you know, you can do that. So, and I don't know exactly... This kind of breath thing can happen whenever you want it to happen. You know what I mean? So, it's not set in stone. Like, nothing I'm teaching here is really set in stone. You can play this in any way you want to play it. You know what I mean? If you want to mess around with the notes, please do. You know, you have to find your own little kind of ways of like messing around and having fun with this, and it's really good fun to do so. You know, just because I'm playing it the way I play it doesn't mean you have to do it. Like I say, just because I'm doing this Doesn't mean you have to. Like I say, you can just sustain it. Or do that, you know. I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's totally up to you, people with tube. These are the kind of guidelines, like I've said in another lesson. They're just guidelines, you know. They're just kind of there to help you get back. Listen to my phone. Oh my god, sometimes. So yeah, they're just there to kind of like help guide you through, you know what I mean? Just kind of give you a kind of a thingy. So one thing I'm going to do before I finish this vid, people, I'm just going to play it once through with distortion on its own, as it is now, and then I'm going to go and cry because I think I've totally ruined this lesson and my phone has been really annoying and been off-putting. So, but anyway, I need to learn. It's my own stupid fault. I am an idiot. Okay, so I'm going to do it once with distortion, DS2. Again, bridge pickup, loads of gain. And I'm going to try and do it slow, and see where we go. So. Okay. Oh, it's so much fun to play with mass distortion, people with tube. I recommend it highly. Bridge pickup, loads of gain, and go for it. Like I say, and again, use these as guidelines. If you don't want to do things note for note, you don't have to. It's not set in stone. You know what I mean? Just do what you feel, do it how you feel, and it really express you. Okay, so as usual, I'm absolutely terrified. This has been an absolutely pointless, useless lesson, and I'm a useless human being. So I'm going to go off and be crying in the corner now, feeling all useless. And but I hope there's something in this. Like I say, if it hasn't been the best lesson, I do apologise, and I hope there's something in this you can kind of take away. I hope there's something in there, like I say, and hope I've taught it okay. And like I say, any mistakes I've made, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing and correct me. But yeah, like I say, it's blues guitar though. It doesn't want to be the same every time. You know, you want to variate it slightly every time you play it, and that's where the fun lies. You know, just slightly changing things instead of kind of going. There you go. You know, you do what you want. You've really got to play around and have fun. And again, expression is the key to this kind of style of playing. It's all about how you feel and how you channel those emotions into this thing and out through the guitar speakers. You know, this becomes you. This just becomes your voice when you don't speak. This speaks for you instead, and it just comes out of those beastly things down there. So just let that kind of be and just submit to it. Let it be. Breathe. Let it breathe. You know, this one's got a little bit. This one's not as open as the last two thingies, but I say this episode I want it to be a bit more kind of like Gary Moore, frantic kind of blues, but it still needs to breathe. You can still hear those times when it breathes, especially kind of when you go. Still breathing. Breathing. Breath. Yeah, you can hear all those little points, so to say. And again, the raking of the strings open before you hit a note is so cool to do, like I say. So anyway, people, to you, I hope this video has been okay. I hope I've taught it okay. Like I say, any mistakes I've made, hopefully you can kind of correct me, and hopefully it's easy to follow. Hopefully there's something in this. And yeah, the next episode will be at the end of May now. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Like I say, I'm off to cry because I feel like this is really, really bad. And I'm going to be dead nervous until this video comes out now. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this vid, and I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, and good evening. And goodbye now. One more breath and a note because it's great fun. Try again. And we'll get to doing all that stuff later on down the line. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope this video has been okay. I'll see you again. Goodbye now.